This is your Barbados Today morning news update for Wednesday, June the 20th. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, the long-suffering residents of Whitehill in St. Andrew, whose lands and homes have been slowly slipping away for about a decade now, will get the ears of two cabinet ministers in the new Mayor Motley-led administration this morning. That's when the Minister of the Transport and Works and Maintenance, Dr. William Duguid, and Minister of Housing, Lands and Rural Development, George Payne, toured the area, which had been cut off from access to public transport due to a badly damaged main road. The residents who had been promised relocation still continue to wait. One of the most onerous and hated taxes imposed by the former Democratic Labour Party administration is one step closer to being a thing of the past. The House of Assembly yesterday unanimously repealed the National Social Responsibility Levy, or NSRL, keeping a campaign promise by the Barbados Labour Party to get rid of the dreaded tax should it wrest power from the Frontier Stewart-led DLP. The bill now goes to the Senate, where government is expected to use its majority to push it through. Once approved by the upper chamber, the measure will take effect on July the 1st this year, exactly 1 year after it was increased from 2% to 10%. Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Ryan Strawn, who tabled the bill in the absence of Prime Minister and Minister of Finance Mayor Motley, who was attending an OECS conference in St. Lucia, said the NSRL was the clearest sign of taxation without representation that has ever been seen in this country.
And whilst this will take effect from July 1st, 2018, the public ought to be aware that you would not see an immediate reduction in price simply because of the existing stock in businesses. But however, we estimate that the average stock of inventory is somewhere between 2 months and 3 months on average. It depends on the sector that you're operating in, but on average it's between 2 to 3 months. And so therefore we anticipate, Mr. Speaker, that with the repeal of this NSRL, that over the course of the summer, that people in this country, as they move around to whether it's the supermarket or the gas station or wherever the case is, where they consume stuff, that they will start to see the reduction in prices because of the reduction of those inventories that businesses have in stock right now. And so we know what that will mean for persons certainly coming on to the end of August into September, as back to school, as we are all well aware, will start to take root. And so therefore, thousands of parents across Barbados will start to feel a slight ease simply because of the removal of this National Social Responsibility Levy.
The police constable who was involved in the May 26 accident on the ABC Highway, which claimed the life of 52-year-old Owen Stewart, has been released on $5,000 bail. Ronaldo Goodman of Glebe Land, St. George, appeared before Magistrate Christy Coffey Sargent yesterday, charged with 7 offenses under the Road Traffic Act. Now, Goodman, who is represented by Attorney-at-Law Francis Worrell, will reappear before the District A Traffic Court on June the 25th. The island's fisherfolk are looking forward to talks with Minister of Maritime Affairs Kirk Humphrey next week. Fish vendors are expected to discuss their working conditions and the new fuel tax, among other issues. Yesterday, Barbados Today visited the Belinda Cox Fish Market in Oystins, Christchurch, and some vendors said they would be seeking clarification on how the new fuel tax would be applied. However, they suggested that the tax was not likely to cause a spike in fish prices.
Fish might go up, fish might go down, it all depends. Depends on how high the diesel goes.
I don't think so. I don't think so. You've got to do something because things are very bad. The people, the last government, get all the money and they don't know what to do with it, and they have to do nothing, and then we got to try and build it back up.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. At least 36 St. Lucians have been deported back home so far this year from North America and the Caribbean. The disclosure from Head of Immigration at the Royal St. Lucia Police Force Assistant Superintendent Sean Alexander.
For 2018 so far to this month, June, we're looking at 36 St. Lucian will return home from various countries, the US, Martinique, England, and so forth. So we're looking at about 36. Out of these 36, we have persons for illegal entry, persons who were incarcerated for possession of drugs, traveling to Martinique with invalid insurance documents, overstaying, these sort of infractions.
And on the international scene, New York Governor Andrea Cuomo, a political opponent of U.S. President Donald Trump, says the state will sue the Trump administration for separating children of immigrants from their parents when apprehended illegally crossing the U.S. border. Meanwhile, President Trump has told Republican lawmakers he will back either of the immigration bills making their way through the House of Representatives as the outcry grows over his administration's separation of immigrant parents and children.
As outrage grows over families being separated at the U.S.-Mexico border, President Trump met Tuesday evening with Republicans on the Hill looking for a way forward. Some of the most staunchly conservative lawmakers in Congress are trying to find a way out of the exploding political crisis.
This has to stop.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz, a firm supporter of tighter immigration, has introduced a bill he says aims to ease the showdown over child detentions.
All of us who are seeing these images of children being pulled away from moms and dads in tears, we're horrified.
The bill would pay for temporary shelters where detained families could stay together, and also doubles the number of immigration judges to speed up asylum hearings. On the House side, Mark Meadows, chairman of the Conservative Freedom Caucus and one of President Trump's top allies in Congress, is offering a bill that would allow detained children to be held with their parents, but would also make it harder for them to request U.S. asylum.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We are also on Izumi Media in-bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.